all saw Randy Arozarena make history last year when he bashed 10 home runs in a single postseason, the most ever. And then we see him back it up in 2021 by winning Rookie of the Year. He is going to win it. And then in the first game of the playoffs, he makes history again. He steals home. He hits a home run. This mother effer named Randy is literally prime Barry Bonds in the playoffs. It's insane. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap postseason edition. We do this every single day, so don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, as well as if you're going to any postseason games. I just picked up my Game 2 tickets for the Dodgers versus the Giants. They were not cheap, so save yourself some money. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off. We're going to break down the Astros versus the White Sox, the Rays versus the Red Sox. Kris Bryant is actually speaking out about the trade from the Cubs to the Giants, and also Carlos Correa. He came out in support for Shohei Ohtani for the MVP. So we'll talk about all of that right now. Game number 1 from yesterday, we have the Astros facing off against the White Sox, and I predicted that the Astros would win game number 1, so let's see if I was right. So we had the first ever matchup of Lance versus Lance in the postseason. We had McCullers versus Lynn. Lynn was roughed up in the first few frames. You have Jake Myers and Alex Bregman clutching up to quickly make it 2-0, and Yordan Alvarez smokes a double for another run. If we're talking about left-handed hitters, I feel like Juan Soto and Yordan Alvarez have to be two of the most intimidating players I've ever seen. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you were a pitcher, just by seeing someone in the batter's box, who would you be afraid of? I think Yordan is in that conversation. Michael Brantley, he's in that conversation too. Even though he's not a home run guy, he continues to be one of the best pure hitters in all of baseball. He drives in 2 more on a single. Yordan smacks a home run, all while Lance McCullers goes almost 7 shutout innings, does not allow a single walk, and this just spells bad news for the White Sox. I tried to tell you guys, now I'm not saying the White Sox are out of it, but they were not very good against teams that were above 500. A lot of people don't like that argument, but I think it's perfect for the playoffs because you play nothing but teams that were above 500, good teams, and the Astros, I mean, they look really good. Moving on over to the second game from yesterday, we have the Rays facing off against the Red Sox, and this game can be summed up by saying the future is now. A 20-year-old super prospect, Wander Franco, he brings home Randy Arozarena after he tied Frank Robinson for a rookie record of getting on base 43 times in a row in the regular season, so he is building off of that. Yandy scores Wander on an infield single, and Nelson Cruz, he hits this ball 900 feet up in the air. It actually bounces off of a catwalk, and I don't think it was going to be a home run, but they called it one. He is officially the oldest player in postseason history to have a home run at 41 years old. Shane McClanahan, the rookie. So we have Wander Franco doing big things. Randy Arozarena got on base for Wander, so that's 2 rookies. Make it 3 rookies doing big things. McClanahan, he usually goes 3 or 4 innings. Yesterday, he went 5 shutout, and just like Lance McCullers, does not allow a single base on balls. Randy, he hits his 11th postseason home run in his last 19 games, and if you take into account his few games with the Cardinals, he has 11 home runs in his first 26 games, which is the 3rd most in MLB history, and he's not done just yet. Like we saw in the intro, he had a straight steal of home in the 7th inning. He is the first player in postseason history to have a steal of home and a home run in the exact same game, so he has the most home runs in a postseason. He is the first player ever to steal home and hit a home run in the same game. Again, this guy, when it matters the most, is going to get the job done. He is entering the conversation, at least with me, with George Springer, Carlos Correa, David Freese. If I need a home run or a base hit in a playoff game to either tie it or win it, I'm going with one of those dudes. And what's crazy is the last straight steal of home in the postseason was back in 1955. Everyone has seen this clip, and I'm going to roll it right now. Jackie Robinson did it against the Yankees and Yogi Berra. I think that he was out.
Robinson dashes to the plate. It's close, and umpire Summers calls him safe on the daring maneuver. But Yogi Berra doesn't think so.
So anyways, that does it for the games from yesterday. Now we're going to go ahead and preview the games that are happening today. And even, I think, game number 2 of the Astros versus the White Sox is happening right now. We have Giolito versus Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez is essentially Randy Arozarena as a pitcher in the playoffs. I think that the Astros are going to win game number 2. Charlie Morton versus Corbin Burns. That is happening at 1:30. So we have the Braves versus the Brewers. I'm going to go with the Brewers in game number 1. Chris Sale versus another rookie for the Tampa Bay Bay Rays. I'm going to go with the Boston Red Sox in game number 2 just because Shane Baz, I do think that he has really good stuff, but that's a big moment for someone that hasn't even had 15 starts in Major League Baseball. And then last but not least for the games today, we have Walker Buehler for the Dodgers going up against a surprise breakout player, Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants. I'm going to go with the Dodgers because Walker Buehler has been sensational in the playoffs dating back to even, I know he gave up that grand slam in 2018 to Ronald Acuna Jr., but ever since that moment, he has been lights out. So just to recap, I have the Astros in game number 2, I have the Brewers in game number 1, I have the Red Sox in game number 2, and I have the Dodgers in game number 1. Now, again, I am going to the Giants game tomorrow, so expect a vlog. It's going to be a lot of fun. That will be up on Sunday, so make sure you guys subscribe and stick around for that. Now, speaking of the Giants, Kris Bryant finally spoke out about the trade from the Cubs to the Giants, and at first he was bitter, he said, because all of his buddies were getting traded. He thought he was going to be in the same boat as Trevor Story, where he was not going to get traded and he was going to have to be with a bum team for the rest of the year. But eventually, Jed Hoyer, he came out and made all of the right trades. He sent Javier Baez to the Mets to be with Lindor. He sent Rizzo to New York because he has family there. Kris Bryant went to a winning team, and Craig Kimbrell also went to a winning team, the White Sox. And I think that was a big deal because Craig Kimbrell's daughter has a heart condition, as Kris Bryant mentioned. So the fact that they got a good amount of players in return, and all of the guys went to winning teams with good situations. Well, the Mets weren't a good team or a winning team, but you know what I'm saying? It worked out for Javier Baez. He was fantastic. So I guess it was a round of applause for everyone involved. Now I want to go ahead and show this clip of Carlos Correa talking about who deserves MVP. Shohei Ohtani, you have Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and both Vlad and Carlos Correa are Latin players, so maybe you think that he'd be biased and go with Vlad, but this is what he had to say, and honestly, I'm down with it.
Let me put it this way. Any hitter in the big leagues, any Mike Trout, any Mookie Betts, any guy that's an elite hitter in the big leagues can have that one breakout year where they can go and hit and leading homers, leading average, leading RBIs. That's possible. But I don't think any guy in the big league roster can do what Shohei Ohtani is doing, and that's why he's my MVP. Nobody can go out there and strike out 150 batters in the season and still hit 45 homers at the same time and add that value to the Angels without Trout, without Rendon, and still have them in the playoff picture coming in September. So for me, that's what valuable means, and Shohei Ohtani this year was the most valuable player for me.
I've said this a few times over the last few weeks and few months, but the Astros, along with Carlos Correa, the fact that they said absolutely nothing in 2021, their priority was simply winning baseball games and proving everyone wrong that they can be good without the trash cans. They have done that to a T. Carlos Correa, again, I'm never going to forgive him for what he said about Cody Bellinger and the things that he did in 2017, but as a baseball talent, he is a top 5 shortstop in all of Major League Baseball. Wander Franco is approaching that status as well, the more that Francisco Lindor declines. So let me know in the comment section down below, even if you're a Dodgers fan, would you want Carlos Correa on your team? Like, let's say, worst case scenario, Corey Seager signs with the Yankees, so you need a player to fill that shortstop role, and it's probably not going to be Gavin Lux. You want him to stay at second base or third base. Would you want Carlos Correa, even though he did you dirty back in 2017? Me, as a Cleveland fan, I hope that we grab him. That would be amazing. The first signing as a member of the Guardians. Yes, please. All right, everyone. Well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. That mother effer named Randy just continues to impress. I'm so happy that I bought into his rookie cards. If he has another postseason like last year, ooh, we're all going to make some money. But thank you all so much for watching. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off any sporting tickets and enjoy this day in MLB history. There was a lot of crazy things today. Well, back in the past, but today. You know what I'm saying.
Got him. The greatest game ever pitched. Baseball history by Don Larson. A no-hitter, a perfect game in a World Series.
On the way to Edgar Martinez, swung on the line down the left field line for a base hit. Here is Junior to third base. They're going to wave him in. The throw to the plate will be late. The Mariners are going to play for the American.